yesterday for me, y'all, was a rest day, so I didn't really do much, but I'm still going to talk about it like a little bit of a mini chapter. So, yesterday, y'all, I went to a care home with my mom, and we visited it. It was a great, but it was like mostly neutral. In a care home, y'all, you guys know that there's patients, there's people who are of old age, there's people who have their own conditions and stuff. You got a lot of people, care home workers too, that are talking about generally how to take care. But what makes me sad in this one experience is that there was this one care patient. I'm not going to reveal all the details about them when it comes to care homes. So, this is one person. I'm not sure what type of neurodegenerative disorder they have. I'm not sure if it was dementia or Alzheimer's or something else entirely. But what makes me sad is that they think that they're going to get picked up and sent. Think of it like this, in that they think that they are going to stay in the care home for a few days, but in fact they're going to be staying there for quite a long time, or for as long as the family or doctor orders. Right? So even then, like, they've ordered the care workers down the accommodation to send this like home, essentially. So that's what they want, but because of the family's orders, because of the doctor's orders, like even though they can still make their own decisions in the immediate, they may not have that plan to actually like make decisions in the long term, to actually like make decisions in the way that what will they do when they get home? What things are they gonna do when they get home? Will they mess things up? Like they're neurodegenerative instead of doing that. But it's because of their own family's orders already paying like a lot of money for them to stay at the care home. So that's basically why they have to stay. But still kind of makes me sad though. It's not something like you would cry about. It's just like something that stings you in the back of your mind. So basically think of it like this, yo. I can't make up a better metaphor, but there's two examples here. The first example is that think of it as a first grader crying on their first day to elementary. And then at 3 p.m., they're all of a sudden super happy because they're no longer at school. And the second example here is that there's also the blurring of boundaries. Maybe like the care home workers are missing something with the patient, like they're maybe missing some things or maybe making a few mistakes. But because of the way of the care home's neurodegenerative disorder, like the care patients, they can't exactly make decisions on their own. Like they might actually be ordering something like genuine, like they might be really genuine that they want to go home, or this might be blinded out of their own neurodegenerative disorder. Like they may be blinded in the way like, yeah, sure, they want to go home. They can't go home because they're ordered to. Their family orders them not to. And it kind of blurs the boundaries here in the second example. Is that ombudsmen are kind of like the middle ground between future litigation as a result of it and issues and disputes versus like immediate fixing now. Litigation and care home workers and ombudsmen, they're kind of like the middle between a problem that is occurring. So care home, ombudsman, and then like litigation problems. That's when they're kind of like the middle point between these. So it still kind of makes me sad though. Like, I'm sorry if I accidentally offended anyone here when I'm talking about this example, but the reason I raise this example, y'all, is that this is how care homes are like sometimes, right? Like generally, y'all, this is how the intrinsic nature of care homes are. Like some people think that they're gonna get picked up, but they're not gonna get picked up at all. They may never get sent home, maybe because of their families. Always like, sure, they may want to make decisions in the now, but they can't like make decisions in the future. Like, what will they do once they're home? What will they be able to do? Are they able to cook? Are they able to provide for themselves? As I say, the question right there is not something that makes you cry, but it's just like it's something that you'd feel like deeply if you're able to empathize with them, like in the immediacy and the now. But regardless, though. I know a lot of medical majors will be asking me, like, why aren't you staying at the care home every day? Well, I'm not sure what job I'm going to take in the future, to be honest. I might take a job in the medical field. Maybe I might. I just don't think, like, the medical field is right for me. I don't want to deal with, like, thinking that they're going to get picked up. Like, I don't want to deal with that. It's like, very deep. It hits you emotionally. I think generally, like, this is what happens when you enter any medical field. Only because I might end up, like, taking a job in the medical field in the future, maybe out of desperation, maybe out of my own choice in the future if I change it. Yeah, I guess I'll go to the care home now, like, occasionally sometimes, so that's why. But it's something that sits in the back of your mind. Like, like, they might not actually end up getting sent home. I'm not really going to be sure about that. You guys are definitely going to be asking me medical majors from my actual school club. I'm not in the club, but I've heard about it. You guys might be asking me, like, can we go with you to the Kingdoms Game Go experience? Can we go with you? Can I answer that question? This one kind of depends. I am more than welcome to bring you guys with me to the care home, and you could get to see your own clinical experience. You get to take care of the patients, provided that you agree to the care home workers with something on some sort of terms. Sure, I'll be more than happy to bring you with me. But it depends on what my mom says. It depends on what they say. Depends on like what the business owners say. But I'll be more than happy to bring you along with me. I just feel like it's impossible to do so right now because when you talk about it socially, if I was popular socially, I guess I'd be bringing like quite a few people, quite a few friends with me down there if they have like want medical experience, clinical experience. But right now, yo, like in high school, I don't have an established friend group permanently. I don't have like permanent friends that are willing to trust me within the ins and downs, like in high school itself. Like I don't have people who are like willing to trust me. Like I'm still in like the first base score that I was as a freshman, like no friends, but instead of like broken like a bunch of other fears before. But honestly, I'm still working from square one. I'm still trying to find friend groups, so I'm not sure, y'all, to be honest. But I'd be more than happy to talk to you guys. And as I said again, if you guys do want to join, right, remember that when you go to a care home, my role in the care home is mostly symbolic as I'm not an actual worker there. Please use this experience as not something to brag. Care homes are something that are very sensitive. There are people. It's a symbolic boundary between this life now and the life that comes after. This is a symbolic boundary between this and the astral plane that comes after. And there's like reports under the rug that, yeah, they've heard a bunch of footsteps. We've ourselves caught like a bunch of odd pieces of evidence of the care home where it simply cannot be explained. I've tried to explain a few, but it's been quite difficult doing so. But yeah, like haunted in that case, not poltergeist. But I mean, for any care home people, for any people in my high school right now who wants to be able to get like clinical experience, I know you guys want to be my friend. The thing is, y'all, when it comes to like the actual high school stage itself, I haven't really made friends, to be honest. It's been kind of difficult doing so, but I mean, I'd be more than happy to do so, but I just don't know where to start. Later on, y'all, I took a walk near one of the markets that are usually grocery, but there was like one more that was about usually hardware, it's all that stuff. I saw like in another different neighborhood there was a fire truck. There were like four fire trucks. Right, one was an actual fire truck. The first one was an ambulance, and the second two fire pickup trucks. So basically, what happened, y'all, is that I'm beginning to realize that my hesitation, y'all, is something that I've had for like quite a long time. I struggle. Like I wanted to say to these people as they're like taking the patients in, like this was a different home. I wanted to tell them thank you for your service, quote unquote. Like I know it's a simple message, but I hesitate, y'all, because of that. The questions came to me. What if they were busy? What if they were transporting the patient in physically and then I might disrupt them? Even though I was on the other side of the road, like for those few seconds, y'all, like that same hesitation appeared in the same way that I hesitate to talk to other people at school too. Like if I'm already breaking this fear, I'm beginning to, but it also appears there too. Eventually, I broke it to them like two times. I ran one to the other people that were actually beginning to enter the fire truck itself. The others were just transporting them in. They said like, "Thank you, have a great night." But it's like a microcosm of the struggles that I'm actually beginning to see. Is that this chain of hesitancy, y'all, does not just appear in school, but thankfully I'm finally beginning to break it. So yeah, beginning to break my own chains of hesitancy, but I'm still afraid sometimes, I still get scared. I still get like afraid. What if people do end up like misjudging me or misunderstanding me? I'm still afraid of that, to be honest. But as for the people out there, my high school that want to get like a good experience, just hit me a DM. But then again, you cannot use this experience as a way to brag. I was like, this is something that's important. Like people's lives are at stake, and you have to take this as like, yes, it's free clinical experience. But then again, this is something like you're gonna get changed as not directly, but like you're gonna see people moving around. You're gonna see care home patients. Like some have these disorders. Some are on the brink of being dead. Some are still alive. So you gotta be ready to deal with that too. Most important, you cannot use this to brag to other people. This is not a form of social capital. You cannot use this experience to brag to your other friends. So just saying that out there. But to be fair, it's been a struggle at all for me to like physically find friends in the first place. So I don't know. But I'm not sure if I'll play outro music y'all after this, or maybe like the footage of like the fire truck. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll see whatever I do.